Yes.
Really nice. So you received the invitation, just accept it. And if you want to watch the meeting again, you can go there. And that's it, guys. So I think that Bruna left already. So it's just us here. Yeah, I think so. So hello, YouTube. Good morning, everyone. This is Bruno. I'm here as usual, and for me, it's a pleasure to be here with you all, guys. I hope to. I hope you enjoyed the meeting. So I'm 33 years old. I'm married. I live in Sun City, next to my friend Ricardo Sanchez. You know,
Neighbor.
yeah, he lives nearby. I have two kids. I have been working at a freight forwarder company for almost 10 years, and then I'm a part of the collection team. You know, and it's a pleasure to work in this place. You know, and I've been working here on TNT as a host since last year, June, I think. Yeah, you know, officially, because before I was just training. You know, and for me, this experience is amazing for me because I've been improving my English. You know, I feel it, and yeah, for me it's amazing to be part of it. You know, and in practice, putting to use my English, it's really good because it's not just about learning the language, but I'm living the language as well. You know, so for me it's amazing. And yeah, that's it, guys. And what about you, Mr. Jefferson?
Good morning again. I'm Jefferson. I live in Goiânia, Goiás. I'm economist, professor of Catholic University of Goiás. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
Really nice, Mr. Jefferson. Thanks for sharing. Guys, I just wanna say sorry because my voice is broken up a little bit because this week I got a flu, you know, and I'm recovering from it yet. So my voice is not so good, but I gonna keep going, right? And what about you, Mr. Ricardo?
Well, I'm Ricardo. As Bruno told, I live at São Vicente. Is the first city of Brazil, and well, I work at a telecommunications company, and well, I'm married. I have a daughter, and I love talk with people, particular, and talk because it's you learn about a specific subject that's English, but another instructions, another information is really cool.
Really nice, my friend. Thanks. I'm thankful to have you here because it's been a while that you don't show up, and I hope you enjoyed the conversation, my friend.
Thanks.
And guys, for those that don't know about today's topic is defining priorities. You know, so I'm gonna start asking to my friends here about the second question because the first one we already answered. That is, what is the importance of setting priorities in life? Mr. Jefferson, can you start, please?
Yes, of course, my friend. It's very important because you can focus on what truly matters in your life. You must to prioritize, as we saw by the video, and things that are most important for you. And when you focus, you have time, you have energy to do all you prioritize it. So with this, you can achieve a lot of goals. You can have a more fulfilling life, not to be stressed, You really know what you must do and your objectives in your life. And what else? The second, I think you must to work with information. Today, I work with information. It's very interesting because you have information to decisions. The more information you have, the more clarity you can achieve with your goals, the more clarity you have to make decisions that can align with your information, with your priorities. So I think information now, it's a very way to have opportunity to closer your goals or something like this.
Really nice words, Mr. Jefferson. I agree with you. I believe, you know, in order to achieve your goals, you know, you need to setting up your priorities, you know, because if you don't do this, I think that your life is gonna be a mess because you don't know where to go, you know, you don't have any goals, you don't have a way to pursue, to go, you know, a dream to pursue. So I believe that setting your priorities, you know, defining your priorities, it's good because you have a clear goal where to go, and I think that is uh, is easy to achieve what you want in life, you know. Yeah, basically that's my opinion about it, you know. And what about you, Mr. Ricardo? What do you think, man, about it?
Well, planning is not part of our culture in Brazil. In Latin America is similar too. And nowadays we have a lot of things to do, and there are a lot of information in every place, in internet, and TV, on radio. Is like a hurricane, and it's possible to put in the same wind uh, personal, uh, interesting uh, things about family, about friends. So I believe that is much better uh, if you want to reach some goals in your life. Is necessary planning because it's easier to achieve these goals and have balance between your personal life and the professional life. Because if you just put emphasis in the personal life or your professional life, it's not a good way to live. So it's necessary you focus in some parts and do is doing your tasks when you planning your tasks is easier to do, and don't forget another important things. So I believe that is one of the most problems on Brazil. It's my country, is not playing, not planning everything. And for example, in our region, Bruno, the VLT, that's is like a train, a small train. It was planning to start before the World Cup, but it's just started to work. I don't know, around 2018, I believe, 2017. I don't remember. No, 3 or 4 years after. So is well, That's it, my friend. Yeah, it's planning is much better than the opposite.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. About VLT, it's something crazy because, as you said, it was being planning before the World Cup, and then it was just ready to use after 4 years later. So it's been a while since they start to work the yeah it's crazy. I don't
I
know
think,
if
yeah, it's the same here in Guyana, BRT, the same. 9 years and didn't finish.
Wow.
yeah I don't know
Yeah.
if it is a lack of planning or it's just the lack of uh, I don't know how can I say it, but I think that maybe they don't want to finish the project. They don't have that desire to finish the things that they are planning to, or maybe it can involve something else about political matters. Yeah, it's crazy, and it's sad because the population suffers with this kind of thing. Because it's
Yeah.
a good thing for the population. Yeah. But anyway, that's it for now. And guys, what are the steps to set your priorities? In my opinion, yeah, you need to have a clear goal about what you want, for life, because we want a lot of different things in life, in different areas of our lives. For example, at work, we're gonna reach a certain level of uh, a certain position, let's say like this, where I will feel uh, I will feel like happy and accomplished, let's say like this, because we achieve that level, And in personal life, it's the same. For example, I need to buy a car, so I will be happy if I get a car, let's say like this, It's a simple way to show you uh, some goals that people have during the life, But I believe that we need to have a clear goal at first, and then we need to categorize in small steps, because sometimes you can't do everything at the same time and immediately. You need to have your plan, set your priorities, and then you categorize everything, because if you just plan to do something and you don't have the enough tools to get where you want to go, it's like it's just a dream, because dream for me is something far away, and goals are things uh, close to you, let's say like this, I believe, you know. And what about you, Mr. Jefferson? What do you think about it? I like to listen when you talk about these kind
I
of
do
things. Yeah.
I do this every day. Yesterday I was talking with a businessman because I work with business consultants too. And we have a lot of steps. As economist, I do this for 37 years. I think the first step, you must to identify your goals. You must identify your long-term, short-term, medium-term, a clear idea of what you want to achieve and prioritize all of this. This is the first. You need to identify your goals. The second one, it's very important. You see the situation as we do with the businessman about is the business is going well, a lot of money, is indebtedness, big debt, something like this. So we identify the current situation. And then I think the third, you must to prioritize everything. You must to understand your goals, identify this situation that I said, the current situation, and then prioritize A, B, C, D, etc., etc. And after this, what will we do? We created a plan. So you have a plan with a lot of outline, steps. You need to do this, you need to do that, to review the goals, if achieve the goals or not. So you can create a plan and put this plan to work. And just to finish, after this, we review everything and adjust. Like Mineirinhos, adjusted everything. You must adjust everything. Everything gonna be all right in long term. So I do this all the time in my life, with my personal life and with the business consultancy.
And let me ask you something, Mr. Jefferson. This is something that I didn't create on the question, but I like to know from you. What is the most difficult part of setting your goals, your priorities, you know? Because, and it's the same for personal life and professional life, or is it the same thing, you know, for you?
Yeah, about my professional life, even when I was 15 years old, I prioritized that I must study hard. This is the first point. So I did my undergraduate course in economics, and I said, I need to be a researcher, I need to be a businessman, I need to be a good professional. So in my goals, I did my master's degree, I did my PhD, and I can't stop studying all the time. So you need to have to think not about short term, but you need to think about long term. And I identify what you want to be in your life. As a professor, I believe the only way you can improve your knowledge is studying hard. There is no other way.
Really nice, Mr. Jefferson, really nice. You know, I think that Ricardo left, I don't know, maybe internet problems. And let me see here. What is this?
And you?
And yeah, in my case, I think that it's like, let me see here, just a second. Just let me see here one thing. This is my priorities. Well, I believe that not just in personal life, but in professional life as well. As I said, we need to have clear goals, you know, and the most difficult part for me is to keep the motivation, you know, in both situations, because sometimes you get in a moment in your life that you are a little bit down, you know, because of the hardships that come, you know, along the way. But I believe that when you have clear goals and you have that desire to achieve your goals, you know, no matter the things that come up along the way, you can, you know, you can overcome everything and go ahead, you know. And of course, doing the process, you can identify what worth to keep going, you know, to keep, or what you don't need to worry about anymore, because you realize that that thing is not worth to keep, you know, in your life. Yeah, basically that's it, you know. And one thing that I think that is difficult as well is when you don't have discipline, you know, because discipline for me is something really important along the way, you know, and you need to have it in order to achieve your goal. Because if you don't have discipline, you can be lost, you know. You will go anywhere because you don't have discipline. So it's crazy. And that's it, Mr. Jefferson. Let me see here the next one. Um, yeah, number. I will jump. Let me see here. Number 4.
I faced the blackout.
Ricardo is flying.
I faced the blackout. That's weird. That's weird because I have a cable modem from Claro, but I have a backup. That's my cell phone. But when I faced the blackout, I certainly my cable modem is turned off, but the cell phone antenna it's turned off too. That's
Oh
weird.
my
Right?
God.
So in this case,
Yeah.
I don't have. I have a backup, but this backup is not so good because the Vivo is not so. It's not planing.
Yeah.
Vivo is
But
dying.
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
but the important thing is that you come back, and that's the
Okay.
thing, man. So let me ask you number 3, right? Question number 3. What are the steps to set your priorities, man?
Well, I'm not exactly an organized person. Well, I try to be, and well, in the parts of my life, plan is fundamental thing because I was graduating in the same time I work a lot in a Claro company, and I work at weekends, holidays, and so it's not possible I active another position in other company because because it's difficult to lead my responsibilities with my family and my job in another city because it's difficult because normally I take 4 hours when I needed to go to São Paulo. So in this case, it's not possible. So in this case, I plan my life to finish my graduation, and after that, I try to get another position so I could mention a period of my life that I plan my goals and achieve these goals, or when I try to buy my apartment. But well, nowadays I try to planning my habitual tasks. So in my job, in my personal life, try to keep the balance between my personal and my professional life. Let some whiles to enjoy, do exercises and go to the gym, so something. So I believe that is the most hard situation in when you tell about planning. That's it. Keep the balance between the both sides. I used to say for my friends and family that well, friends and the family is the most important part of our lives. So in this case, I work jobs is way to get some goals. For example, you wanted to hang out with friends and family, keep a while with friends and family. So it's necessary you planning about your job and let these things get another job. For example, is possible to planning. Well, I would like to get a job that is possible to lead the both parts. So it's part of your planning. So study hard, some things like that is possible to plan it too, because, well, I needed to learn some things. So in this case, how much time should I study for get this new information? So it's much better, it's much easier when you planning that's things. So that's it, my friend.
Very nice, man. Thanks for sharing. Guys, I'm gonna move a little bit up about the questions because I want to know from you. Uh, uh, for me, it's like I like to hear, from people, because nowadays we have everything is urgent, everything is important, as we could watch on the video, right? And I think that sometimes people lose this sense, what is urgent, what is important, or what is not so urgent or important, because people, they want the things immediately, and sometimes it's impossible to do everything because we have just two hands, to do. We are not octopus, So I gonna ask you guys about one thing. Nowadays, as we are talking here, people live a busy life and always are in a hurry. What do you do to distinguish an urgent matter? Uh, because it's really hard to know it sometimes. Mr. Jefferson, can you tell us about it, man, please?
Yes, as you said, we work with deadline all the time. We need to do
Yeah.
this. It's urgent. It's for yesterday. And that's terrible. It's a tight deadline. I really don't like this kind of thing, but unfortunately, most of the time we must work with this. And for me, how I can tackle with this, listen the importance. I consider the task, what I must do. As I said, my goals, my priority. I have discipline. I have schedule, so I can control all of this. Sometimes quickly, sometimes not quickly. It depends of the day, depend of a lot of priorities you have to do, the task that you have to do. But if you haven't if you can't list the importance of the task that you must do, you have a lot of consequence. That's terrible. Huh? I think that's why most of the time you can finish all the things you're doing. You're doing 3, 4 things at the same time. In my case, I consider to do only one thing. I can do 2, 3, 4 things at the same time. If I have a task, I need to finish my task, and then I go ahead. I was watching a video, a conference with a professor from São Paulo. He's a crazy guy. He was talking with us and with 3 cell phones at the same time, looking for the cell phone and asking questions and talk about a lot of things. It's impossible to have focus in this case.
Yeah.
So
It's really difficult. Yeah.
now,
It's impossible. I can't do 3 different tasks at the same time. I love to focus on just one and then finish, and I will take another and then and keep going. And people nowadays, I can see that a lot of people demand from you to do different tasks, at the same time. It's impossible, you know. Of course, we need to know to distinguish, what is important, what is urgent. Sometimes you are doing something that is important and an urgent matter appears. Okay, we need to stop that, and do the other one. But at the same time, all the things, it's impossible. And I have the same opinion than you, Mr. Jefferson, that we need to focus on just one matter and then move on. But sometimes, a lot of things appear and we need to have the emotional intelligence to hold on, and choose what is really urgent, because sometimes that task that people ask you is not so urgent, as they are saying, and we need to analyze the situation and then choose what we're gonna do. Because for me, a urgent matter is like someone is gonna die because I'm not doing this, or some company will broke, or I will lose a client because of that. This is an important matter for me. And but in some cases, you can feel, you can see that that thing is not so urgent. Sometimes you can hold, you can, uh, you can hold that thing, you can, hold back, you can just wait and complete your task and then move on, because yeah. And I think that with experience, we can realize the difference. Of course, depending of your field, uh, it's not just about uh, in the place that you work, but in your personal life as well, because families like this, sometimes they ask you things, they demand from you things to do, and sometimes it's not just a big deal. They can wait a little bit. People nowadays are impatient, so it's bothered me a little bit as well. And what about you, Mr. Ricardo? What do you think, man, about it?
Well, I would like to tell about some aspects, because nowadays I have time. I have time to plan, or I have time to do my things, because I live a dream because I work at home, so it's much better. Uh, but in that time, uh, when I was in eye of the hurricane eye, I could say, I was graduating, and I work uh, all the time. I do my I made my shift, but after my job, I work as in dirty way, sometimes, because I receive phone calls and some things. Sometimes I was I was on my day off, but I receive phone calls to work. Sometimes I was joining a party with my family, and I have to go. I had to go. Uh, in the I have to study during, I don't know. Sometimes I wake up 3 o'clock in the morning and have to study for a test. And sometimes I have just sometimes I work I join on my I'm join I get in my job 7 o'clock, and I go out around 5 o'clock. So I stood 1 hour or 2 hours, and I got in my college, and I go out around 10 p.m. and I come back to my job 11 p.m. o'clock. So in this case, I just eat something, add something, and I come back to my job around 11 p.m. and it's Friday. And so another day, I go out again from my job around 8 o'clock a.m. and come back to my the college because I have class on Saturday. And
That's why you lost your hair.
certainly. The most part of my hair is dropped in that time. So in the I didn't sleep during 27 hours uninterruptedly, a lot of times, a lot of days, sometimes more, sometimes around 24 hours. So in that time is not much. It's difficult to plan something because the things change every time. It's changing. So as Jefferson told, oh, necessary correct my roads. Yeah, I try. It's well, I could say it's better when you plan, even if you don't have enough time, but it's better. So in these cases, I try to study and keep a balance between my personal life and my professional life. It's not possible during 5 years, but I try. I do my best. I done my best. So that's it.
Yeah. And let me ask you something, Ricardo. Do you feel overwhelmed sometimes because of this crazy routine? And how do you?
Certainly. I believe that I have some reflexes just today, because sometimes when I have on my job or my personal life, when I have a break or just it's that's tranquil and calm, sometimes I feel some nervous. Oh, I forgot something. I have to do something. I I I I'm feeling bad sometimes. Oh, it's not possible. I should forgot something because it's so tranquil and calm sometimes. So it's like a disease. It's like addiction because to do a lot of things the same time. So is I do something and thought in another thing in the same way. Oh, I have to study, but I'm tired. But there is a plan. There is a test scheduled to tomorrow, but I have to sleep, and so it's difficult.
Crazy. But I think that in the end it will pay off, because you have been working hard all this long, and in the end it needs to pay off, because and I believe that it will pay off for sure. And yeah, it's
and you must think about time, money, stress, healthy, and family. How can you balance all of this?
A lot of times my wife, come on, guy. I needed to get a new marriage because I don't have a marriage. I don't have a husband, so
where's my husband?
exactly.
He's talking all the time. He can talk with me.
And my child was born in that time, in that period. And so sometimes as I told you, I went out to my job around 6 o'clock. My child was sleeping, and I come back to the home around 11 o'clock, and my
11
kids
p.m.
11 p.m.
Oh my gosh!
And my baby was sleeping too. So
Yeah, you
one day I have to my day off is Saturday in that time because Sunday because I have classes on Saturday, so I prefer schedule my day off on Saturday. So in this case, I just have a part of the day off because I have to go to my university around 7 o'clock. So, but that's it. It's difficult, but I
never,
I
never rest.
I win the prize.
Working. Oh my God, it's crazy, man. Yeah, but in the end, it will pay off for sure.
Yeah,
You need to
exactly.
believe it, to make sense
Yeah,
to
certainly.
all. Yeah,
My life is
and
better today
yeah, one
because
thing
of
that
the.
you mentioned, and it's crazy, is when you are in your day off and you are anxious or nervous about forgetting about something, and it happened to me on my vacation, my last vacation, and it seems like you are missing something, and you are doing something wrong because you are just chilling out, relaxing, it's really crazy, man, really crazy, this feeling, really crazy. And yeah, I think that we have time to answer one more. Let me see here. uh, Mr. Jefferson, this is for you, man. Do you often feel powerless when you can complete your priorities? How to deal with this?
If I
No,
feel what?
powerless. It's like you feel like
Feel tired, something like this?
powerless is like when you don't have the power to complete your task, or you are not capable to do it. Do you feel?
No, 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 no. As I said, I keep calm most of the time because I can prioritize everything that I do. I have discipline about everything. I don't believe in deadline. I really don't believe deadline. Sometimes I need to work with this, but I'm very tranquil about this. As I said before, because I really identify my goals, I evaluated all the time the current situation, and I rank my priority. And so, guys, I need to go because I have class now. Bye-bye. See
Mr.
you.
Jefferson, welcome.
Bye.
And guys, welcome back to the main room. How was the conversation for you girls? I know that just girls in one room. I
Yeah, why just girls and just boys in each room?
It was my choice. It was my fault. I'm sorry.
It
No
was
way.
bolinha clubs and
Yeah, but it was good. Yeah, I think that you enjoyed the conversation. How was the conversation, Ariadne, for you?
was really good. Now we enter here and I heard Jefferson saying like he's really knows how to prioritize. I don't know how to do it, and it's my dream to be like that.
Yeah, it's
But it
really
was really good. Bruna and Michelle, we talked a lot of things, and I think was pretty productive.
really
And
nice. Really nice to know that. Thanks for sharing. And what about you, Michelle? How was the conversation for you?
For me, it was great. The girls were so nice. We discussed a lot about the many important things. I think that everything is trying to setting priorities. So it's a good subject.
Yeah, really nice. Thanks for sharing it. And guys, I send you some links, in the chat, on the chat. The first one is about our server, so please go there, rate us, because it's really important to know what do you think about the meeting, the project in general, and how was the conversation as well. If you have some suggestions to make, please feel free to do it, because it's really important for us. And the second one is about our YouTube channel. So if you want to to watch the video again, the meeting again, you can go there, you know. And the last one is about our site. So if you want to apply for another language, you know, or schedule another time to be with us, so just go there, and we're gonna be amazed to have you all here. And guys, that's it. Thanks for coming. It's really important you're present here, you know, because it's, for me, it's amazing to be here with you, you know. And when I see people coming, I was talking to Bruno about it. I feel really happy when I see people coming, you know. So each one of you, for me, it's really important, you know, for real. I'm not kidding. It's for real, from the bottom of my heart. So guys, uh, have a nice weekend, and I hope see you all here in the next Saturday. Okay, so bye bye guys.
Congratulations.